All right, welcome back everybody. I'm glad to be able to come to you today to bring you a video about 5 tools that were designed to help you get dressed a little bit easier when dealing with a disability. So if this is something you may look forward to hearing about, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you share and like. If this is something somebody else would like to hear about, or you believe somebody could use some value, get some value out of this video, please make sure to share it with them. Let's dive right on into 5 tools that should make it a little bit easier for you to be able to get dressed when dealing with a disability like multiple sclerosis. Alright, so before we get started, I did want to mention, make sure to follow me on Instagram at mscaretakerchris, and then again at Twitter at caretakerchris. Links for those will also be in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and give you our first item that I found. All the items that I did find, there'll be a link in the description as well if you would like to take a look at those. I tried to keep them all fairly inexpensive because I know as a caretaker and as somebody dealing with a disease like MS, a lot of times it becomes difficult to be able to work. If you're a caretaker, you may be at home helping take care of somebody, and B, if you are actually dealing with the disease can be very debilitating. So I know at times it becomes very difficult, especially in the environment that we're in nowadays, to be able to get some kind of financial help when dealing with something like MS. So the first thing that I did find, this is a no-tie shoelace. So what I did is I actually took a pair of my wife's multiple sclerosis shoes that we bought for one of our walks one year, and she actually uses these a lot. They're fairly lightweight. That's not the product. The product that I did buy are the no-tie shoelaces. So as you can see here, they go right into the eye holes for the shoelaces, and they're very easy to get in and out. I will say, if you're dealing with MS, it may be a little bit difficult to get those in, because sometimes I know, like with my wife, she has trouble with small things or trying to get her fingers to hold something that are small. So you may need your caretaker, or if you are a caretaker, you may want to put these in the shoes in advance. So what I'll do here is I'll show you, they just pop in and out, and they actually have these two little prongs on each side, and they just go right into the eye hole of the shoe, and then you can pull them from the inside of the shoe. I'll show you here. You can pull those from the inside of the shoe, and they actually just hold tight inside the shoe like that. I know when I showed my wife these, the first thing that she mentioned is she was worried that it may be to where the shoe doesn't hold tight to her foot like she would like. So when you have MS, a lot of times you deal with things like drop foot, and you want to make sure that your shoe is secure to your foot, which is definitely a big concern. So we did actually put them in each hole, and then try to make sure that she could try them on to see if they would fit properly when she had them on, and if they felt comfortable and felt like they would stay secure to her foot. And surprisingly, they did. She did like it. However, you'd have to be the judge of that. As you can see, they do stretch, so you can actually easily get your foot in and out without having to tie and untie a shoe, which is really great. So she actually liked the idea. They come in a multiple colors, so it's a bunch of different colors you can choose from. And this brand here was by, I bought the ones that were by HOMAR. So these are HOMAR No Tie Shoelaces. And the good thing about this is, so depending on the shoe size, they actually send you, I believe it's 10 for each shoe. So as you can see here, it comes 2 packs of 10. We tried the smaller ones at first, and what I did notice is she actually has, I believe these are size 8 women's. So when we tried the smallest one in here, those seem to be more for like a children's size or a lot smaller size. What it did is it scrunched up the front of the shoe, and it just didn't look right. So we moved up to, I think this is the 4th one in the set, and we were able to put them in and get everyone, and there's still 2 bigger ones left over. So if you had a bigger foot, they definitely would fit in at least, I would say probably, I mean, just guessing, in probably at least a 9 or a 10. So I felt like this is a really cool thing. It makes it a lot easier for her to be able to get her shoes on and off without needing assistance tying her shoe or untying her shoe. And the next product I'm going to show you actually may help a little bit with that as well. So the second product I bought to take a look at was it's a shoehorn. But the cool thing about this one was it was first it has a little spring at the top, so it can bend and move to kind of help form around wherever you're trying to get your foot into the shoe if you're at a weird angle. So the other thing that I liked about it was if you wanted to put it around your fingers, again with a disability like MS, sometimes it's hard to hold on to things. So I thought it would be neat to have that there, just so you could wrap it around and be able to do that. So what I'll say about that is a lot of the products that you see for MS or for disabilities, you'll notice have like a fatter end to it, and that is because a lot of people do have trouble like gripping things. This one is a little bit smaller, but it's not too small, and it also wasn't too big to where if you needed to put this in a drawer or store it somewhere, you had to worry about that. So I like that about it. And this is also it goes from I believe it's like 16 inches to about 30 inches. So if you need to, you can extend it out, which is really great because if you have trouble bending over too much and you just slip your foot in, you can actually hold this down, slide your foot in, and it actually goes on the back of the heel and helps you slide your foot into the back of a shoe a lot easier. So again, if you have the no tie shoelaces, which would be great, you could actually just slip the front of your foot into the shoe, put this towards the back of the shoe and slide your heel down the back of this, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to be able to get your foot into the shoe. So those two products I think would work great together. So that's just something that I thought might be some help to somebody who has trouble bending or even being able to hold their shoe in their hand while trying to slip their shoe while bending over. So it's a lot of different things that could help benefit there. So alright, so I hope you guys can hear me okay. You might ask why I have half a shirt on. So when you're getting dressed, especially for people dealing with a disability, it may be pretty easy to get your first arm in a shirt. You actually put your arm in, slide it in, you actually can control the shirt. But what it does become difficult to do is reach behind you. So the next product that I want to show you now, it's called the dressing stick. And you can actually use this to reach behind your back with one hand. You can basically reach behind, and it has a little hook on the one end, and it can actually pull the shirt around for you. And then on the other end, it has a hook for if you have a zipper that you can have trouble pinching. A lot of times people with a disability have trouble pinching things. So I'm not a good advocate for this product because I'm clearly having difficulty trying to grab the shirt. But then it does bring it around to your side. So I was able to get it around to the side here. It's not very easy to use. I can see where it can help though. I guess after using it for some time, you might be able to get the hang of it a little bit better. But once you do get a hold of it, you can actually use the stick again. I guess the best part would be if you could try to get a hold of it to where you could bring it up over your shoulder to some extent, or at least be able to reach it. And then once you can reach it, pull it around. That way, I guess that's the intended use, and then just be able to slide your arm in. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if it's the easiest thing to use. However, I do think that maybe using it over time, getting a feel for it a little bit better. As you can see, it has the hook here, which won't damage clothes. It's like coated with like a little rubberized coating. And it has it like here too. So I do think what it will benefit is if you need help picking up your shoes. So I did notice that. So I'm gonna pause this here, jump right back on in, and I'm gonna try to pick up a pair of shoes with it and see how it handles the weight of that, to see if that would work. I do think it will work for a shirt. Maybe a jacket might be a little bit easier. This shirt's kind of thin, so it slides through the shirt a little bit. But most dress shirts I would think kind of are. But you can be the judge. I do think it would be a help, but let's take a look and see how it works if you're maybe trying to pick up a pair of shoes or something like that. Alright, it's kind of tough to get a good angle on this. However, here you go. You can see the shoes on the floor. I do have the stick here. I think it'd be easier to actually, you can literally put the stick in the front like that, pull it up like that, and it does work pretty well for picking up shoes. If you do have a grabber style tool, I'm sure that would work as well, but this is just an idea. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't work with like putting the hook there or there. You'd actually have to stick it inside the hole of the shoe and then pick it up like that, but it does work and it is fairly easy to pick up that way. So that is definitely a good function of the tool. We'll stick it down here again, and it does have a little hook on this end. If you did have these no tie shoelaces or rubbery, you could literally pick it up like that as well. So I do think that would work well in tandem with the no tie shoelaces. So that would be great there. What I will say is this hook on here is not coated. It is just metal, so you have to be a little careful with that. This would work with bigger zippers as well, but I don't think it would do so well with small zippers like on jeans or something like that, or maybe a dress. So this end of the tool may be better for something like picking things up or grabbing things like that, or like a larger zipper maybe, or something that has an O-ring on the end of it or something like that, or picking up keys, something like that. I do have another tool that I'm going to show you. So this is number 3. The next one that I will show you actually has some O-rings that come with it to help with getting dressed. So I'm going to show you that here next. All right, the next product I have for you, I'm going to do my best to describe it and give you and do my best to show you how it may work. However, it looks like it's designed more along the lines of a dress or some kind of garment that has a zipper on the back. It does have a couple things that may help you for ones that have zippers on the front. But what I'm going to show you here is it actually, this one is just like a little beaded style, almost looks like a beaded style necklace, but it has here some thin ropes on the end here. Now you can actually tie those ropes to, it gives you an O-ring here and a little clasp on the end. It's a fairly big clasp actually. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm going to show you here. It has this clasp on the end and it has this O-ring here, and you can adjust it out for length or size. But that will actually go onto the end of this, so I'm going to tie that on to the end. Now if you again, if you have trouble, if you have a disability and it becomes difficult to pinch or hold small things, when you buy this product you probably will need your caretaker to actually take a look at it and just tie that knot on there for you. It takes 2 seconds. But what I'll say is once you get it tied on there, it'll kind of look like that. And what you do is you're going to take this clasp, and again, what I tried to do was try to find some tools that are designed to make it a little bit easier, so to free up some of the caretaker's time. If somebody with a disability is able to get dressed on their own, that helps free up some time for the caretaker to not every minute, every day have to be there and be available. However, if you still need the help of a caretaker, they can help you put this on, and it does give the person with the disability a little sense of freedom, a little sense of independence to be able to do some things on their own, maybe not fully, but at least to some extent. So this will actually go onto the zipper of the dress before someone will put the dress on, and then I guess as they step into the dress, they're going to have to hold this and pull it up with the dress. And then the way it's designed is to come over your shoulder eventually, and then you just, instead of having to try to reach the zipper down at the bottom and then switch off and grab it with your other hand and try to pinch it, a lot of times again pinching things is pretty difficult for people with MS sometimes, but they'll be able to hold on to this and just be able to pull up, and it'll pull that zipper. Then once it gets to the top, again, you may need your caretaker to help you with this, because again, I think this is one of those ones where it's kind of in the middle. It may be able to help you, but you still may need some assistance to be able to get that clasp off of that zipper. It does also come with 2 of these small, very small clasps with a piece of, I guess, circled off rope or small string. And this is designed to be able to put on the dress or put on something and leave it there where it's not really noticeable. And that way, if you need, I guess, if you have a dress on, you get home, or you try to take it off on your own, you may be able to get your finger in there to be able to pull it down or you can maybe have a little bit of an easier time just getting that clasp over that piece of string to be able to put it, so that way you can put it back on if it's already on the dress. Just put that little clasp on that rope and then pull down to be able to pull that off. Also works for pants or slacks, you know, zippers, or jackets. So what you can do, as far as maybe not so much this piece, this would work for the jeans if you have trouble like actually pulling up. However, what I can say is leaving this on, you know, it wouldn't be noticeable if you had it on a pair of jeans or had it on a jacket, and you had it on the zipper and you needed to pull it up. It actually gives you the ability to pull up without having to actually grab. You can just put your thumb in it or put your finger in it and actually pull up. So have that. So again, there's a link in the description for this as well as all the other tools. This one comes with 2 of these, comes with the actual dress puller, fancy little beaded thing. There's a bunch of different designs. If you use the link, you can go, it'll take you to this one, then you can actually search from there any other ones you might want to look at, but it'll put you in the realm. You can see the description, kind of look and see what some of the keywords you want to look for it, and then the clasp that comes on the end of this O-ring, kind of like a keychain style O-ring for that. So you have that there. So I have one more tool for you. We're going to take a look at that one now. Alright, so you'll see I have a shirt on again here. I want to show you this last tool. I'm going to bring it in for you. It's a tool made by Vive, V-I-V-E. Link is in the description again. As you can see here, it has this metal piece on the top and a hook on the other side. It's actually designed for getting a button buttoned on a dress shirt. So I will show you how that works. I've only had a little bit of practice with it, so if I don't get it the first time, it's definitely user malfunction, not the actual tool. I've actually tried it a couple times and have been able to get it with ease. The good thing about this is it's a rubberized grip, so it's very thick, very big here. So if you have trouble grabbing small buttons, this is a great tool. You can see here, it actually fits in your hand. You can actually hold onto it, grasp it really well, and it's got these little pieces here that actually help, you know, if you need to moves with your hand really well. So I'm going to show you how this works. Right, so you're just going to take it on the side where the hole is on your shirt. You put it right through your shirt. It's very, very easy. And then you can see on this side is the button. I'm just going to put this metal piece down over the button and pull. So it's going to lock in to that wire. You pull, just pull your shirt right over, and as you can see, the button goes right in and let it loose. I'm going to try it again to show you. That way you can see how easy it is. So just put it through, grab the button, pull the shirt over the button, and the button goes right in. And then you just pull this piece out and it comes right off. And it's really easy. Again, if you were trying to fit your fingers on the button and try to pull it through and hold the other shirt, someone who has issues with grasping a button, you know, something small as a button, you know, this works really well. I'm going to try it with the hook side. I don't like using the hook side as well, as much as I do the other side. I've tried it a couple times. I've been able to get it once or twice, but it does seem a little bit harder, so it might work better with bigger buttons. This would also work like the other tool did with zippers. So you could actually hook a zipper and pull up on a zipper. If you have trouble pinching a zipper, you can they usually have that little small hole in the front. You just put that in the hole and pull up. So I'm going to try it here on the button up close so you guys can see it. I'm going to put it through so you can see how the hook's through there. And I'm just going to put it underneath of the button so it actually hooks the thread underneath the button, and then pull it through and unhook it so it does work. That's actually the easiest I've done it since I've tried it. So I do like this tool a lot. I do think it'll work very well for somebody who's not able to grasp small things, especially using this end here with the wire. Not so much the hook side, but the hook side does work. And I do recommend this tool to anyone who may be interested in something to help them get their shirts buttoned a little bit easier. So. Okay, so I just want to finish the video by thanking you for watching first and foremost. Again, if these 5 tools are something you may be able to use, links to all 5 will be in the description below, as well as my Twitter and Instagram if you'd like to take a look at those. Try to stay active on those a lot more than the videos that I get out. I do want to thank you again for subscribing. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Also, remember to click the little bell next to subscribe. That's going to make sure that you get any notifications anytime I do put out a new video. And just please share it with anybody who this may be able to help. Again, we're just trying to get it out there for just, even if it helps just one more person, So please continue to share it. Please comment below if there's anything that you would like me to touch on, because I definitely am looking for new topics every day to be able to bring more content to the channel. And I hope to see all the comments and shares and likes below. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, and thanks for viewing all the videos.